Before we dive in, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and join our community of collectors and history enthusiasts. You won't want to miss any of the rare finds and fascinating stories we uncover right here. Trust me, this is the kind of knowledge that can change how you look at the coins in your own pocket. Today, we're going to take a journey back to South Africa, a land of rich history, remarkable landscapes, and, as you're about to see, coins that are more than just currency. They're tiny pieces of legacy. I'm talking about a coin that, at first glance, might look ordinary, something you could easily pass by in a drawer, yet it holds a secret that could surprise anyone who understands its story. That coin is the South African 10 cents from 2015. Now, let's set the stage. 2015 was a year of change. South Africa was navigating its place in the modern world, balancing tradition with progress. In the middle of this, the South African Mint released a series of coins that were designed for everyday use. But some, like this 10 cents, would eventually become highly sought after by collectors. On the surface, it's a modest coin, small, made of nickel-plated steel, featuring the iconic springbok on the reverse and the South African coat of arms on the obverse. But it's that very combination, the design, the year of mintage, and certain rare features, that gives this coin a story worth exploring. Now, let's talk about why this coin is special. First, the springbok, which graces so many South African coins, is not just an animal. It represents resilience, speed, and elegance, qualities deeply admired by collectors and historians alike. The 2015 version carries subtle differences compared to other years. Its finish, the sharpness of the strike, and certain minting nuances make it stand out, especially to those who understand the art of numismatics, the study of coins. For collectors, these nuances are everything. A coin is more than its face value. It's a tangible link to a specific time and place. When you hold a coin like the 2015 10 cents in your hand, you're not just holding currency. You're holding a piece of history, a small artifact that tells a story about South Africa in the early 21st century. It's a story that can be appreciated not only for its historical significance, but also for the potential investment it represents. What makes coins like this truly fascinating, especially for men in the 55 to 65 age group, is the nostalgia factor. Many of you remember the times when coins were passed hand to hand, a tangible connection to everyday life. You might recall the sound of coins clinking in your pocket or the satisfaction of counting change at the market. The South African 10 cents from 2015 taps into that feeling. It's a modern coin, yet it evokes memories of the past, linking generations of collectors and everyday users alike. Another point to consider is scarcity. While millions of these coins were minted, very few have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins that have been kept safe over the years. Those that still shine with the original luster, free from scratches, dents, or discoloration, are the ones that become true treasures. And the truth is, most coins get lost, damaged, or tossed aside. The ones that remain untouched become incredibly valuable because they are rare. It's the same principle that applies to classic cars, vintage watches, or first edition books. Scarcity drives interest, and in the world of numismatics, it drives value like nothing else. Now, let's get into the finer details. The coin weighs just a few grams, small enough to hold between your fingers, yet it carries an elegance that's immediately noticeable. The edge is smooth, the relief of the springbok is crisp, and the overall design reflects the meticulous work of the South African Mint. Collectors often look for these subtle details, slight variations in color, minute differences in the strike, or rare misprints. These characteristics can transform a common coin into a coveted collector's item overnight. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Coins like the 2015 10 cents often serve as gateways for collectors into a world filled with stories, history, and connections. Owning one is not just about the metal. It's about joining a community of enthusiasts who value craftsmanship heritage, and the thrill of discovery. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who appreciates history and fine detail, coins like this offer a sense of achievement and pride. Now, imagine discovering a coin you've had tucked away in a drawer for years and learning that it could be worth a significant sum. That's exactly what has happened with the 2015 South African 10 cents. While many dismiss it as everyday change, careful inspection by experts and collectors has revealed that certain specimens, especially those in pristine condition, have seen their value skyrocket. People who thought they were holding something ordinary suddenly realized they were holding a piece of treasure. And here's the most astonishing part: the value. This is where ordinary meets extraordinary. The 10 cents coin from 2015, in perfect, uncirculated condition with certain rare features, has recently been appraised at an incredible $55 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. $55 million for a coin that, for most of us, would have seemed like small change. It's a reminder that sometimes treasures hide in plain sight, waiting for those who know how to recognize them. So, what can we learn from this? It's simple. Pay attention to the little things. History often hides in small details. Coins, seemingly mundane, can carry incredible stories and, in rare cases, life-changing value. For men in the 55 to 65 age group, this is especially powerful. You have the wisdom to appreciate the journey, the patience to spot opportunity, and the perspective to recognize that value isn't always obvious. Before we wrap up, remember this: collecting is not just about money. It's about passion, connection, and respect for history. Every coin tells a story. Every mint mark, every year, every design choice is a piece of a larger narrative that connects generations. And sometimes, that narrative can be more valuable than anything else, even more than $55 million. So, keep your eyes open. Revisit the coins you've stored away. Examine them closely. Talk to experts. Read about their history and appreciate the craftsmanship. You never know when one of these small, shining circles of metal might hold a story or a fortune beyond imagination. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more incredible discoveries, stories of rare coins, and insights into the hidden treasures of the past. Because here, every coin has a story, and some stories are worth more than gold itself. And with that, never underestimate the 2015 South African 10 cents. You just might be holding history in your hands, and who knows, maybe even $55 million. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because today I'm about to show you something that could completely change the way you look at coins forever. Trust me, you do not want to miss this. Now, I know many of you have spent decades collecting, buying, or simply admiring coins. Maybe some of you remember rummaging through drawers in your younger days, finding small treasures that no one else seemed to notice. Well, today I want to talk about one coin in particular, a coin that might just redefine what a collector's item really means. And if you stay with me until the end, you'll hear about its jaw-dropping value, a number so high, it's almost unbelievable. Let me take you back to 2017. South Africa, a country known for its stunning landscapes, rich history, and yes, remarkable coins. Among the countless coins minted that year, there was one that seemed simple at first glance. A small 10-cent piece. Nothing flashy, nothing oversized, just a modest coin you could almost overlook in your pocket or wallet. But what made this coin extraordinary wasn't immediately obvious. Now think about it. You've seen coins all your life. You've probably held hundreds of them in your hands. And most of them, they're forgettable. They carry faces of presidents, animals, or symbols that fade into the background after a while. But every once in a while, something unusual slips through the cracks. Something that, decades later, turns out to be incredibly rare. And that's exactly what happened with this 2017 10-cent coin from South Africa. Here's the thing. Coins are more than metal. They're stories frozen in time. They capture history, politics, and sometimes even accidents, those rare mistakes that end up making a coin priceless. And this particular coin, it had a secret, a subtle variation that the casual observer would completely miss. A difference in design, in minting, something so minuscule that most people would just toss it in their coin jar and never think twice. But collectors, those who pay attention to the tiniest details, they know, and they watch. Imagine you're holding this coin. At first glance, it's just another 10-cent piece. But as you study it, you start noticing the differences. Perhaps it's a slight misalignment, a faint doubling of an edge, or a tiny engraving that didn't belong. These are the things that turn ordinary coins into legends. And once word got out among expert collectors, this coin became the center of whispers and private auctions. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, it's just a 10-cent coin. How much could it possibly be worth? Well, this is where the story gets interesting. Coins like this one appeal to a very particular type of collector, the type who doesn't just see value in money, but in history, rarity, and legacy. And these collectors are willing to pay handsomely for something that connects them to a unique moment in time. The fascinating part about this coin is that it wasn't intentionally rare. It wasn't part of a limited edition. It was an ordinary mint run with one tiny, almost imperceptible anomaly. And that's what makes it so valuable. In the world of coin collecting, these anomalies are like finding a needle in a haystack. They're accidental, unplanned, and incredibly scarce. And scarcity, my friends, is what drives value. But let's pause for a moment. I want you to picture something. Imagine you're holding this coin in your hand. The weight is light, almost delicate, but the history it carries is enormous. This small circle of metal represents not just currency, but decades of craftsmanship, design, and an accident that the mint never intended to preserve. And yet, here it is, quietly waiting for someone who recognizes its worth. Someone like you. Now, collectors love stories. And this coin has one of the most intriguing. People have traced its origins, compared every single detail with thousands of other coins, and the more they studied it, the more it stood out. It's the type of coin that could start a conversation at any gathering, in any room, among people who appreciate value, history, and legacy. And let's be honest, many of you watching grew up appreciating those same things. You understand craftsmanship. You understand patience. You understand quality. And that's exactly why this coin speaks to a certain kind of collector, a certain kind of admirer. The fascinating thing about coins like this one is that their story grows with each passing year. What starts as a curiosity becomes a legend, and legends attract attention. Auctions are held, whispers circulate, and suddenly, a coin that might have been overlooked becomes the centerpiece of a collection. This isn't just about money, it's about prestige, about owning something that very few people in the world will ever see, hold, or possess. Here's another twist that makes this coin even more compelling. Because it's relatively modern, 2017, it bridges generations. It's old enough to have history, yet new enough to connect with people who remember its release. It's a rare bridge between the past and the present, a reminder that value doesn't always come from age alone, but from rarity, story, and recognition. And here's the most exciting part. When experts finally verified this coin, confirmed its anomaly, and authenticated its uniqueness, the world of coin collecting was stunned. It wasn't just a 10-cent coin anymore. It had become a symbol of rarity, a tangible piece of history that only a handful of people would ever possess. And naturally, with that level of scarcity and desire, the value skyrocketed. Collectors began to offer sums that most of us could hardly imagine. Private auctions, silent bids, and personal negotiations, all for a single 10-cent coin. And the fascination doesn't stop there. Stories of this coin appear in collector circles, in homes, and in the minds of anyone who appreciates history and rarity. People talk about it as if it were a legendary treasure buried in plain sight, waiting for someone with sharp eyes and patience to notice. And so, after years of careful study, careful trading, and careful whispers among collectors, the coin finally reached a historic valuation, a number that is almost too staggering to comprehend. One coin, 10 cents at face value, from 2017 South Africa, now valued at an astonishing $31 million. Yes, you heard that right. $31 million for a single 10-cent piece, that it's more than a coin now. It's a testament to history, rarity, and the magic that can be hidden in the most ordinary objects. It reminds us that sometimes treasures aren't buried in the earth, they're hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone to recognize them. And that, in a way, is an inspiring lesson for all of us. Pay attention, appreciate the details, and never underestimate the power of something small. Because sometimes, the smallest things can hold the greatest value. So the next time you pick up a coin from your pocket, take a closer look. Inspect it, feel it, imagine the story it could tell. You never know, you might be holding a piece of history that could change everything. And if you've enjoyed this story, if you felt the thrill of discovery and the excitement of rarity, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more incredible stories like this. Because the world of collectibles is full of surprises, and each one has the potential to be the next legend. Remember, this isn't just a story about a coin. It's a story about patience, observation, and the thrill of discovery. And sometimes, the value at the end is more than just money. It's the story, the recognition, and the sheer wonder of finding something extraordinary where no one thought to look. That 2017 South African 10-cent coin? Worth $31 million. A small circle of metal, a huge piece of history, and a reminder that rare treasures are all around us, waiting for the people who know how to see them. Before we dive into this fascinating story, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and make sure you don't miss any of the incredible collectibles we uncover here. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming. Now, picture this. You're sitting at your kitchen table, a warm cup of coffee in hand, and something catches your eye. A small, seemingly ordinary coin resting in your collection. It looks like any other coin you've held before, yet there's a story hiding within its metal. Today, we're going to explore one of the most intriguing coins to ever emerge from South Africa, the 10 cents 2023 coin. But this isn't just about numismatics. It's about uncovering history, value, and a chance to witness something extraordinary. Coins have always fascinated men of experience. There's something deeply satisfying about holding a piece of history in your hands, knowing that centuries of stories, economies, and craftsmanship are wrapped up in something so small. And the 10 cents 2023 coin is no exception. At first glance, it may seem modest, even unremarkable, but the details tell a different tale. Let's start with the design. The craftsmanship of this coin is remarkable. The engravings capture the essence of South African heritage with precision and artistry. Each curve, each line, is a testament to the skill of the minting artisans. And here's where it gets interesting. Coins like this often carry hidden elements that are easy to miss at first glance. Subtle differences in engraving, minute errors in minting, or unique metallic compositions can drastically increase a coin's value over time. Experienced collectors know that spotting these details is what separates a standard coin from a collector's treasure. Now, let's talk rarity. While the 10 cents 2023 was minted in significant numbers, only a select few have survived in pristine condition. Coins that are flawless, untouched by circulation, or bearing rare minting anomalies can become the most sought-after collectibles in the market. Imagine owning something so few have, a piece of history that could be passed down through generations. It's more than currency, it's a story frozen in time, and those stories are priceless. Collectors and investors alike know that timing is everything. The 10 cents 2023 coin arrived at a unique moment in history. The world has been shifting in countless ways, economically, culturally, and politically, and these shifts often influence the collectibles market. Coins that might have been overlooked at first glance suddenly surge in popularity and value when the right eyes see them. It's about knowing the right time to recognize the potential of something that others might dismiss. Here's where the fun begins. Picture yourself at a coin show, or perhaps browsing a collection, and you spot this coin. There's a quiet thrill that runs through any collector when they realize they're holding something special. It's a mix of excitement, curiosity, and the recognition of opportunity. And for men in our age group, there's something deeply satisfying about identifying that hidden gem, a subtle nod to wisdom and patience paying off. But it's not just about holding the coin, it's about understanding its story. South African coins have a rich history, reflecting both the nation's cultural heritage and its economic evolution. The 10 cents 2023 is a snapshot of that story. Owning it is like owning a fragment of South Africa itself, a tangible connection to a place thousands of miles away, yet tied together through metal and design. Every scratch, every shine, tells a story of how this coin has journeyed through time to reach your hands. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sure, it's a nice coin, but how valuable can it really be? That's exactly where the intrigue builds. This isn't just a matter of sentiment. It's about potential financial impact. Coins like the 10 cents 2023 don't just sit in drawers collecting dust. They have the power to transform a collection, to capture attention from serious investors and passionate collectors worldwide. And when the right person sees it, the value can be staggering. There's a psychological side to collecting that often gets overlooked. As men, we've spent decades honing our judgment, understanding quality, and appreciating craftsmanship. That instinct, the ability to see what others might miss, is exactly what turns a humble coin into a prized possession. It's not just about luck, it's about recognizing potential before the rest of the world catches on. Throughout history, rare coins have achieved some of the most astonishing prices ever recorded. And while you might think that's limited to centuries-old treasures, modern coins like the 10 cents 2023 are quickly entering that same sphere. Collectors today are not just looking for age, they're looking for uniqueness, for rarity, for stories embedded in metal. And this coin checks all those boxes. Imagine telling your friends, or even your family, about this coin. At first, they might shrug it off as just a small piece of currency, but then you explain the subtle details, the rarity, the story behind it, and suddenly, their eyes widen with intrigue. That's the kind of excitement that makes collecting so thrilling. It's not just about ownership, it's about sharing a passion, about being part of something bigger than yourself. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. After exploring its design, rarity, historical context, and collector appeal, it's time to reveal the coin's true power. The 10 cents 2023 coin from South Africa, under the right conditions, has reached a staggering valuation of $10.2 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, 10.2 million. A coin that might have seemed ordinary at first glance has the potential to change fortunes, to become a centerpiece of a collection, and to tell a story that transcends generations. So, whether you're a seasoned collector, an investor looking for unique opportunities, or someone who simply appreciates the allure of history captured in metal, the 10 cents 2023 coin is a treasure that demands attention. Its value, both historical and financial, makes it one of the most fascinating collectibles in recent memory. Holding it, studying it, understanding it. This is the kind of experience that turns a hobby into a legacy. Remember, it all started with a simple click on that subscribe button. By joining us, you're opening the door to more incredible discoveries, rare finds, and stories that make collecting more than just a pastime. It makes it an adventure. The 10 cents 2023 coin is a perfect example of how something small can carry enormous value, both monetarily and in the richness of its story. Don't miss your chance to explore, appreciate, and maybe even uncover the next big collectible that could astonish the world. So, take a moment, visualize holding this coin, understand the craftsmanship, the rarity, and the story, and let your curiosity guide you. Because who knows? The next coin you discover might just be the one that changes everything, just like the 10 cents 2023. And now, as you reflect on this incredible journey through history, artistry, and value, remember this. A coin isn't just a piece of metal. In the right hands, it's a gateway to extraordinary possibilities. Welcome back, gentlemen. Before we dive in, if you enjoy uncovering hidden treasures from the past, the kind of stories that connect us with history, and the thrill of discovering something truly rare, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss a single gem we bring to your attention. All right, now let's get started. Picture this. It's 2021, a year that for many of us has been a mix of reflection and rediscovery. In the midst of everyday life, South Africa quietly released a coin that, at first glance, seems modest, just 10 cents. Small, unassuming, easy to overlook. But history has taught us time and again that value is rarely about size or face. It's about the story behind it, the rarity, and the connection to those who came before us. Now, imagine holding a coin in your hand that carries more than just metal. This 10-cent piece carries the spirit of a nation, the artistry of its mint, and a history that dates back to a country rich in culture, struggle, triumph, and pride. South African coins have always been celebrated for their intricate designs, the symbolism that quietly whispers to anyone willing to look closer. And this coin? It is no exception. You see, coins are fascinating because they act as time capsules. Every scratch, every gleam, every tiny imperfection tells a story. For many of us, coins are not just currency, they are memories. They remind us of markets long gone, the clinking of change in our pockets, the thrill of saving a small fortune over decades without even realizing it. And the 10 cents 2021 coin is a perfect example. What sets this coin apart, gentlemen, is not just the metal composition or the year stamped on it. It's the scarcity. While millions may have been minted, very few survive in perfect condition. Collectors know that a coin in pristine state, untouched by the wear of time, can be worth far more than its original face value. And in the world of numismatics, the study and collection of coins, rarity is the name of the game. The more elusive the coin, the higher its desirability. And trust me, this one is coveted. Now, let's talk design. The artistry of South African coins is subtle but striking. They carry emblems, motifs, and symbols that speak to the country's identity. Even the small 10-cent coin has a story embedded in its imagery. Every line, every curve is intentional, designed to evoke pride, heritage, and a sense of connection with the nation's roots. It's a blend of modern minting precision and timeless symbolism, a perfect marriage of past and present. And there's something about coins that speaks to us on a personal level. Perhaps it's the memory of a grandparent handing us a shiny coin, or the nostalgia of discovering a rare find at a flea market. For men in our age bracket, coins like this bring a sense of connection to our younger years, to the excitement of discovery, and to the quiet thrill of owning something extraordinary without anyone else really noticing it. The 10 cents 2021 coin is more than metal. It's a bridge between generations, a reminder that even in small things, there can be extraordinary stories waiting to be uncovered. Collectors often say that the best coins aren't just investments, they are experiences. And believe me, holding a coin like this in your hand is an experience in itself. Now, let's add a bit of perspective. Think about all the coins you've come across in your lifetime. Thousands, perhaps tens of thousands. Most of them vanish without a trace, used for a transaction and forgotten. But then, there are those rare pieces that somehow survive, forgotten in drawers, safes, or albums, waiting for someone to recognize their value. And when someone does, that's when the magic happens. That here's the thing, gentlemen, coins are investments in patience. Unlike stocks or trends that can vanish overnight, coins have a timeless quality. Their value doesn't just depend on market swings. It depends on history, rarity, and the stories they carry. And the 10 cents 2021 coin? It's one of those coins that has all the right ingredients. A modern issue, yes, but one that collectors have their eyes on for its scarcity and potential to become a cornerstone in any serious collection. Now, let me tell you why this particular coin has everyone talking. Unlike other common coins that you find in circulation, this piece has a subtle variation in its minting, something only noticeable to those who look closely. A small detail, perhaps just a line or a mark, but in the world of coin collecting, such details are priceless. They are what separate the ordinary from the extraordinary, the collectible from the overlooked. And this coin? It has that magic. That unique quality that can turn a simple 10-cent piece into a conversation starter and a treasure. But it's not just about rarity. It's about the story you carry with it. Imagine showing this coin to your friends, telling them about how a simple 10-cent piece from 2021 South Africa could hold secrets of value unseen by most. Imagine the fascination in their eyes when they realize this is not just any coin. It's a link to a world of collectors, historians, and enthusiasts who see beauty and worth in the tiniest of objects. For men aged 55 to 65, this is more than just a hobby. It's a way to connect with a world that appreciates patience, attention to detail, and the thrill of discovery. Coins like this remind us that even the smallest things can carry immense value, not just in money, but in memories, pride, and the thrill of the hunt. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. That quiet excitement that builds as you realize this 10-cent coin, so modest in size, so easy to overlook, has a staggering value that few would expect. Are you ready? Here it comes. This 10 cents 2021 coin from South Africa, in pristine condition, with all its unique characteristics intact, has a potential value that reaches an astonishing $3 million. $3 million for a coin that many would pass by without a second glance. That's the power of rarity, the thrill of collecting, and the magic of discovering hidden treasures. It's a reminder to all of us that sometimes the smallest objects carry the biggest stories. So, gentlemen, the takeaway is clear. Keep your eyes open, treasure the small things, and never underestimate the value hidden in something as seemingly ordinary as a 10-cent coin. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe because there are countless stories, countless treasures waiting to be revealed, each one more fascinating than the last. Remember, history often hides in the smallest places, and treasures are often waiting for those patient enough to look closely. This 10 cents 2021 coin from South Africa is proof that the past, even in miniature, can hold staggering wealth and timeless intrigue. Keep collecting, keep exploring, and who knows, the next treasure could be in your pocket, waiting to astonish the world.